Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. This is Escape Art by Scott. And before I get on with the painting instructions, I would like to share with you guys on some things. Is that about a week ago, 10 days ago or something like this, I went back and I did a little history check on my videos. And it seemed about 8 months ago I started doing these videos for YouTube on painting and these little painting tutorials that I do. And during that time, I added them all up, all my videos, and what I figured that I did a little checking into it, and I should be doing around 2 videos a week per se or something like this. And what I've done, which means that I've been painting 8 months ago, so I figured 8 videos a month. That means I should be doing around 64 in the 60s, videos. Well, I've added mine up. I've only done 17, and I'm thinking that's maybe why I'm not getting as many views as I thought I would get. So hopefully in the near future I can start doing some more videos. Now, it is not entirely my fault on these. Most of it is, but something that happened to me that I'm just let you know who you're dealing with here, is that I had an idea of putting 2 videos on one memory card. I did not know if the memory card will hold 2 videos or not, so I went ahead and tried it. And again, this is about 10 days ago or so, and when I did this. I also had the idea of keeping my camera charged through the whole entire process of each video, so I wouldn't have to stop and charge my video up, charge the camera up, because that takes time. So during those 2 videos, I had my camera charged. Alright, and so once I did the 2 videos, I went back and started to, well, my son does that, is load them up on the YouTube for me, because I don't have a clue how to do it. So he calls me up and says, I asked him, did the 2 videos fit on the memory card? He said it did, but he said I couldn't use them. I said, why is that? And he played it for me, and the entire 2 videos, of course he didn't play it all the way through, but he just skipped around some spots. The entire videos was, the volume was, it sounded, it was all static. It was what it was throughout the entire videos. Now, when I came up with that idea of charging the camera through the whole process, I felt the world kind of popped off its axis, because I had an idea. And things like that happen to me all the time. When I come up with something I think it's a good idea, and something always comes along and crushes it, that idea. So once I found out that the videos didn't work, well, the axis, the earth started rotating like it's supposed to, so everything was good now. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, that I'm sure it happens to you too. You're just not an idiot like me and posted it out to the whole world here. But again, I will be doing 2 videos again on one car, but this time I won't be charging the camera, which means I'm going to have to take a break throughout the video to charge up my camera. But anyway, to give you a heads up here, let's get on with the painting. All that nonsense that I just said. But anyway, this is an 18 by 24 canvas here. And I painted it, it was white. I painted it a bluish gray color. And because this is the canvas that I have used before, to practice on. It was an older canvas. I didn't really like the painting, so I went ahead and covered it all up, and so I can use it again. Again, it's 18 by 24, and the painting that I'm going to be doing, in case you guys want to paint along, so you can go ahead and get your colors ready. It's going to be a springtime painting with some wildflowers here. I don't know, pinks and purple flowers and and white flowers and things of this nature here. So if you want to get your springtime colors ready, go ahead. And so I'm going to go ahead and stop the video for right now. I'm going to get my paints ready and everything, and we'll get going here. So don't go away. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm going to start off. I'm going to be painting my sky up here. I'm going to put some white up here. And this is the kind of paint that I'm using here. If you can see that, it's a thick body, it says thick body acrylic titanium white. And that's the white what I'll be using. It says that it takes a little bit longer than the other acrylic paint to dry, because I want this to stay a little wet so I can mix in my blue. And I'm going to put that now. And I just come up here and just dropping this white up here. And just drop it in any way you want to. It don't really matter how you do this. I mean, you can put this on with a shoe. But I'm going to continue on with this here, and I'll be right back. Alright, I got my white in here. I also went ahead and sprayed it down just a little, light mist, some water. So this right here should go on nice and smooth. And just come up here at the top and just paint in your blue color. And now this is the part where you don't want the white to dry. Keep your white just a little wet so this blue can blend in. And just keep working your way down. Try not to over blend this also, meaning keep your dark areas, your lighter areas, don't fight that. And keep working your way down, all the way down. And I'm going to continue on with this, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm done with my sky right here, and I'm going to come back in with some clouds. And one thing I wanted to point out, when you get to this point in a painting, and you're putting in your sky, and you're putting in your clouds, it doesn't make any sense. You cover your canvas, with a whole bunch of clouds. It might look nice, right? But what's the sense of doing that when you know you're going to have some trees covering most of your sky up? So if you got a painting and you got a bunch of clouds and you're going to put some trees in there, don't put the clouds in there because you're going to cover them up anyway. It doesn't make any sense. And it's a waste of time and paint. So, but I know I'm going to have a tree right here, maybe a tree right here, maybe something right here. So right around in this area is where I'm going to have my cloud, because I want it to show, of course, and to get away from these trees I'm going to put in. I wanted to point that out to you. And now I want to come here, and I just got some Play-Doh phthalo green, phthalo blue on my brush here, and I want to come in here. First I want to put in the shadow area of the cloud, and come right in here. And just drop it in. As long as it's a cloud shape, it does help if you put a cloud in that looks like a cloud shape. Okay, meaning keep your brush moving. If you're taking your cloud and you're just right here and you're going around the circle, this is going to like what do you call it, a cotton ball or something up there in the sky. See how I'm moving that brush around? And something like that. Now I want to come back in here with some white. Come right up here. And right at the top of the cloud here. and just drop in some white. Let's see, right on top of this cloud here. And something like that. And then come back with another brush, a nice dry brush, and come here right at the base of the cloud. You're just gonna, and I need a little water because it's not blending too good. This one. And just blend out the base of the cloud, the bottom of the cloud. Don't touch the very top of the cloud. And again, don't over blend this because you blend it so much that it'll just blend into the canvas. You can't tell nothing. There, once you get done with that, come back in here with another cloud. And you can put one right here. And this is the way you put a cloud in front of a cloud. Do your cloud first, blend it out, and then come back with some white. And that is how to do it. And you can come down here and put some distant little clouds right here. Something like that. You know, my main goal in this is just to show you how to do it. You know, how many clouds if you want. You might not want any clouds, which is fine. That's the way to do it. Alright guys, I went ahead and did my sky. I think now I'm going to come back in here and put the grass in. And I'm just going to lightly mix that up. And I'm going to make me a little mixture of some sap green, yellow, and a touch of white. Because I want this to be kind of a bright painting. Again, it's in the springtime, so, and all you're doing is just touching. Anybody can do this now. This is where you can form the land. You put in your heels. Wherever you want them. And this is going to take some time to get down here to the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the camera off to save some power because it looks like I'm already down. You know, I got 3 bars on my camera and I'm down to 2. So I'm going to turn this camera off and finish this up. Again, this is a mixture of sap green, yellow, and you know, just a touch of white just to lighten it up even more. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I'm done with my grass here, and again, don't cover the whole entire thing with green. Leave some open areas up. And I just add a little yellow ochre in here because it was looking a little dull. So I'll put some color in there, some little yellow ochre. Now I'm going to put in some trees here. I'm going to put one right here. And again, I don't know the name of trees. You know, I know the oaks and the pines and such things. But you know, the trees that you see in springtime where it has all those white, I don't know, flowers or leaves or whatever. And that's where I'm going to put it. Now again, these trees are going to be way in the back. So all I'm going to use is that corner of the brush. That's a good shot. That's all I'm going to use. And I'm going to come right up here and just put in all those white leaves, trees, flowers, whatever it is. Something like that. And try not to get your tree so symmetrical as a complete circle. Because, you know, trees, they grow every which way, of course. And now I want to come right here, put in another one. Maybe this one's a little further back. Something like that. Alright, I'm going to put the tree trunks in here, and keep in mind, again, the trees are way in the back, so use a smaller brush when you're putting in your tree trunk. Because if you use a larger brush, you tend to put the tree trunk in there too big. And this is about the size of brush that I'm going to use for that. And now just mix me up some black, brown, and black, brown, and a little white. And just come right up in here. Wipe off the excess, of course. And this is a little bigger tree, so a little bigger tree trunk. And this in here. Something like that. Now I'm going to swap over. I'm just going to go ahead and let me see here. Yeah, get my liner brush. I want to put in just some more little limbs and some twigs and things throughout the tree, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm done with my trees here for right now. Now at the very bottom of them, I need to come back in here and let's put some grass right below his feet here, little footsies. Because if you don't do that, it's going to look like your trees is right on top of the grass, and you don't want that. You want it to be growing, you know, up and from the ground, you know what I'm saying? So if you come back, and even you can, if you want to, just push up on the grass. It looks like grass growing up around the tree instead of the tree laying on top of the grass. There, how's that for an explanation? Alright, I'm going to come back in here, and with the same brush that I used to paint in the grass, I want to go ahead and put in, now these are going to be closer. So, you know, you see some of those trees that has a little bit of green in them, that the green leaves are starting to, I don't know, bud out. Is that the term? I don't know. Who cares? But come back in there. Just put just a little green in here. Because we're going to come back with some white again. And maybe something right in here. Maybe another little something here. That'll be it for that tree. I'm gonna leave these trees nice and airy, like you can see through the tree and you can see the sky. Let's come over here and do one over here. Again, leaving it nice and loose. I mean, that's the way I'm doing my tree. You can, if you want to, you can fill your tree all the way in if you want. And let's do another one right here. Kind of push that tree back some. This tree right here, make that look even further back. Something like that. Now you come back with the same brush that I used to put in the white. Well, let's wait until this green dries. I think that'd be best. Because that's a good point I like to bring up. Because if I take this white paint and I start dabbing up here, this wet green paint is just going to come off on my brush. And then when I start dipping it back into my paint that I have in my palette, it's going to turn that white green. So that's a thing about acrylics. Just give it a few minutes to dry, and you can paint right over it, and the color that you're painting with, it will stay true to its color. So we're going to leave that alone for right now. Alright, these trees are still drying right here. I just dropped in a few little tree trunks. I think while it's still drying, yeah, it's still a little tacky. But I'm going to come back in and start putting in my wildflowers here. I just mixed me up some red and white, of course, makes pink, and I'm mixed up some white and purple to lighten up the purple. And I think the other colors is going to use plain white for, you know, the little white flowers that's around. So I'm just going to use this brush right here and dip it into some pink. See some nice little pink color, and come right up here and just drop in some nice little flowers, which I don't know if this way is going to work or not. Yeah, that ain't going to work too good. I'll be right back. And it's going to work much better. A little filbert, a little rounded in brush here, that will do better than what I was doing. And that's a good point. And just touch and let. As you can see, you know, it's coming out very nice this way right here. And the point I was going to try to make was that when you see an error that you're doing, stop and, you know, and change it. Because if I would have kept on going, it would have ruined that little error right here. But I knew it was wrong, so I stopped, fixed it. So just keep on coming with your little wildflowers here with some pink. wipe off my brush here. And I'm going to go right into some purple. Come right up here and put in some purple wildflowers. And to me, this is what a springtime should look like, I guess. A bunch of colorful wildflowers. In my opinion, anyway. And I'm going to keep going back and forth with this pinks and purples and throwing some white. And I might mix me up another color, maybe a light blue color for some nice blue flowers. And just keep going back and forth. And I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back and I've finished up pretty much this entire painting really. Went ahead and filled in with the rest of the flowers here. As you get closer to the bottom, of course, that's more detail. I use the one-liner brush for the bottom flowers. I'll put a little more detail in it because it is, you know, closer to us at the bottom of the canvas. Back up here to the tree, I just came back in again with a one-liner brush. Now I just put in some sticks and twigs and limbs and things into these trees here. And other than that, that's about it. Again, when you're doing your tree at the very bottom, make sure you cover them up with either grass or flowers or rocks or whatever. Make it look like it's sitting in the painting, not on top of the grass. And I think I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know, call this one finished. I might come back later and put in a little path right here or something. Again, if you want to do that, it's real easy. Just put in a path. Make sure your path, when you start out your path, is smaller here, and as you're working towards the center, let's say of the canvas, make sure you get wider and wider with whatever you're using, your brush or your palette knife, and that's what gives it a detail. The end here should be smaller than down here. This in here should be more wider than up here. I don't know how else to explain it to you. So you're just going to have to figure that out, alright? And until next time, keep subscribing to my channel. I'll see about doing some more videos here and keep this thing rolling. And keep subscribing to me, for me, and hit that like button, share it, and help me out with this. And well guys, come back and see me on my next painting. Bye.